What's going on, guys? Club Aidan here, and today I am doing a TV review for Gravity Falls Dungeons, and More Dungeons. So hope you guys enjoy. So, this will contain spoilers, just so you know. So if you didn't see the episode yet, don't watch this. So it starts off with the Mystery Shack, and it's all damaged cause of the portal destroying everything with the gravity and all of Stanford's equipment. So it's temporarily closed due to construction issues. So Stan Lee's kind of happy because he told everyone that he's his brother and what happened when he was a kid. But then Stanford comes out with this giant squid inkling thing that takes steroids. No, look, it really looks like an inkling on steroids. Oh, whatever. But yeah, so it can't touch human flesh. It can't touch human flesh, that squid thing. So, or it could be an octoling on steroids. It might be an octoling, I'm not sure. So this octoling thing can't touch human flesh. So then he blasts it with his gaveling knuckles, I guess. And then it got burned. So then Dipper wants to help Stanford with all this stuff, because he's the author, and Dipper really wants to meet the author and what he's all about. So then Stan Lee says no, just leave him alone, let him just do his sciencey stuff. And then Dipper goes to the store and he buys his game, his favorite game in the whole world, called Dungeons, and More Dungeons. That's the actual name. Right here. See, Dungeons, and more ... but it's Dungeons. So he really wants, it requires 2 players, and he really wants someone to play with him, but no one wants to because the whole point is you have to draw graphs on the graph book and math, and it's pretty boring. So no one wants to play with him. So he tries to play with that goat, Gompers, in the front. And when he rolls the dice, Gompers tries to eat it, and then Dipper is pulling it out of his mouth, and it does. He takes it, but it fell under the Mystery Shack, near this hole. So Dipper goes to get that dice, yeah, and he falls into the hole, and the hole leads to the basement where Stanford is working. So then Dipper says, Stanford says, hey, isn't that dice thing from Dungeons, More Dungeons? And then Dipper found out that he likes the game too, and he puts all his work aside. Crap, I always get confused because of the names. Alright, Stanford puts all his work aside just to play that Dungeons, and More Dungeons game with Dipper. So they're playing in the basement, and there's this TV show called Duck Detective, and there's a marathon on, and Mabel and Stanley are getting ready to watch it. And when they're about to watch it, the game's still going on, in the living room. They ran out of space. They ran out of space in the basement, so they moved it up to the living room where the TV is. And Stanford showed Dipper this thing he brought back. It's called an infinite dice. I think that's what it's called. And whenever you roll it, anything could happen, in real life or in the game. Your face can melt to jelly. The whole world can turn into an egg. Yeah. So Stanley gets mad. and he throws the bag with all the dice in it, including the infinite dice. And it falls out and it rolls on the floor near the cover of Dungeons More Dungeons. And then, because of its powers, it makes the Dungeons More Dungeons characters come to life. So there's this evil wizard. I forget what his name is. It's really long. There's this elf. There's this ogre, and there's this giant bird. So yeah. So the wizard wants to take out Stanford and Dipper's brains because they're so damn smart, and he wants their knowledge. That's what he said. He wants their knowledge because they're very smart. To play this game. So he steals them. He takes them away to the forest so he can eat their brains. So then Mabel and Grunkle Stan or Stanley go to save them, and while they're trying to save them, they try to beat up this ogre guy. Oh, and by the way, Grenda's there too. Grenda came with them. So they beat the ogre guy. They're here with this wizard who's about to eat their brains, and the wizard challenges them to a game of Dungeons and More Dungeons. And like, the characters for the wizard are 2 ogres, and the characters for Mabel and Stanley are Dipper and Stanford. So they're battling, you know, with all the nerdy stuff. And Mabel and Grunkle Stan beat the wizard by cheating, because when Grunkle Stan rolled the final dice, he had gum in his mouth, and he stuck the gum to the dice so it would get like the highest number, and that's how they beat him. So yeah, now they're back. The wizard is gone, and now Grunkle Stan tells Dipper if you want to go down there and see all his nerdy stuff, sciencey stuff, danger stuff, you can. I don't give a crap. You can just go down there and I won't get in your way. So Dipper apologizes to Stan Ford for like playing the game with him, because that's like the real thing that caused it. But while they're down there, Dipper wants to know what's behind a curtain, which behind the curtain is the window, and in the window you can see the portal. So Stanford shows Dipper, and he destroyed the portal. Stanford destroyed the portal because he thought it would be very, very dangerous. So then he says he found this other thing. It's like a thing that leads into another dimension, but it's incredibly dangerous. So he has to keep it into like in a little like box or dome, so it wouldn't like escape. So now Dipper and Stanford are all friends again, and now that's it. And then Bill Cipher comes, destroys the dimension, takes over Gravity Falls, and he's the king. That's all I want. That's all I want. Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed my review for Gravity Falls Dungeons and More Dungeons. And yeah, see you in the next one, and yeah, bye guys.